guys, welcome back to our channel. Today we're going to be doing a little what we eat in a day, and we're starting up the morning with breakfast. Today is a Sunday, in case you were wondering, and obviously everything that we do in this video is going to be paleo based, gluten free, dairy free,
all the fun stuff,
all that stuff,
with a lot of coffee,
just a moderate amount of coffee. This morning for breakfast we're going to do like something pretty basic, and I'd say we kind of do some
variation of this most mornings that we're having breakfast.
If we're having breakfast, because that's the other thing. We don't actually eat breakfast every single morning, which you guys would be, we talk about it like way too much. We keep mentioning it. A few days out of the week, we'll kind of do a little bit of an intermittent fast. So we'll skip through breakfast and do like an earlier brunch, or not an earlier brunch, but like a brunch. So keeping that in mind, today we are going to be making a breakfast, and we're just going to be doing some eggs and veggies. So the veggies that we've got today is some mushrooms and tomatoes. So those two are kind of really easy to cook up in the morning. They don't take too long. Spinach is obviously like another really great option if you're like looking for something that you can cook up before work.
Wilt down.
Yeah, that'll just like wilt down really quickly in a pan. We've also got some sprouts and some other things, but we'll show you as we go along. So we're gonna get into making our breakfast.
Let's get started.
Let's go. So first order of business is making coffee. We have some whole coffee beans that we buy. We're just gonna do a black coffee. So we like to hand grind ours and do it in a French press. So I'm just gonna go ahead and chop up our veggies. So as I said, today we are doing some cherry tomatoes with some mushrooms that we're just gonna saute in a pan. And I also have an avocado that I'm gonna slice up eventually, but I'm just gonna go through and chop all these veggies up. So we have our breakfast done, but here are some really simple tips that you can use to like take the breakfast to the next level. So we actually made this in our previous vlog. So this is like a little, everyone's into like the Trader Joe's everything but the bagel seasoning. So like made up a DIY one. So
we don't have Trader Joe's.
I'm gonna sprinkle some of that on top. I have some sauerkraut that I'm gonna put on the side as well. This one's really good. It's like super garlicky if you like garlic. And then we also have some sprouts. So we have some alfalfa and some sweet snow pea sprouts. So I'm gonna chuck some of those on top as well, and we will have our breakfast. And someone wants to say something?
I was gonna say, well, two things. The sprouts, we tried to make our own, they didn't turn out well.
But our recent batch like went bad.
Yeah, if it's easy for you, you can buy them in a packet. But if you want to avoid the plastic, you can grow them yourself as well.
So breakfast is obviously done. So even though this looks really bougie, it does not have to look this fancy. It's literally just fried mushrooms, tomatoes, eggs, avo. But doing like these little extra things can really take it up a notch. So like the seasonings really make it. Adding sprouts on, which just takes 2 seconds as well, just to like throw it on. Kraut, all these little like meal boosters. So as you can see, I've got mine looking extra boppin'. But if we look at Nick's plate, what is even happened here? His plate is on insanity mode in terms of this spice mix. Do you like the spices, Nicholas?
I do.
Okay guys, so it is nearly lunchtime and we're gonna make a start on like just some basic salads for lunch. So today for lunch we are doing a really simple salad mix. Nick is
We
here
were
with
going
me.
to go and have lunch in the park, but it's just way
It's so
too
windy today.
So-
I feel like I'm drying out. Like the past few days have been like this. Just whipping me in the face.
We were probably a bit too optimistic because it's been like that, yeah, this weekend or whatever.
We are going to get into making our lunch. I've actually just chopped up a sweet potato, popped that in a tray with some oil, salt and pepper, and straight into the oven. So that's gonna be a part of the salad. And then otherwise, we are gonna be doing some spinach, red onion, walnuts, and sweet potato. Probably go ahead and assemble that in a hot minute. But first, actually, while the sweet potato is in the oven cooking, let's make our salad dressing because we're going to be trying something a little bit different. So experimental. We're going to try and do a coconut milk based salad dressing. So something that's like a little bit creamy and like aioli, but doesn't take the amount of effort and resources that aioli does, because aioli is like based on eggs and olive oil. So this is just like a little one that we're going to try with coconut milk. So I'll show you what ingredients we have. So we're going to be using coconut milk, some lemon juice, chili flakes, and then also coriander and parsley. And we're just going to put that all into the blender. So let's do it. So I'm gonna attempt this dressing and I'm gonna be doing it all in our blender. Start off with about a cup of our coconut milk. Okay, so I've got about a quarter cup of lemon juice. I'm just gonna pop that in with the coconut cream as well. Then I'm just gonna add in like a good handful of coriander and just give that a wash. And I'm also going to throw in 2 cloves of garlic. We're gonna go blend this and cross our fingers that it works. I'm gonna do the taste test.
It's kind of sweet. If you caramelize the walnuts with a bit of salt,
You think
you
it'll
got
be
the
good?
salty, you got the sweet. Sweet potato might, depending on how salty you make it.
We'll keep you posted. We'll let you know how it all tastes together.
It's the
It
first
is-
time we're doing this one.
So the dressing is all done, so I think we're gonna start like assembling and prepping the salad itself. So in terms of what we are actually using in this salad, we have got some spinach that we're gonna chop up. We've got some walnuts that we are going to kind of
Warm them up, toast
warm
them.
them up, toast them.
That's
That's the word, toast them. And then we have a red onion.
Okay, so we're just gonna cut the onion so you get like nice long strands in the salad. We're just gonna use a quarter of the onion, but we're gonna get these kind of long strands. Gonna toast the walnuts now, so I'm just gonna put a bit of oil in a pan. It doesn't take too long. You gotta make sure that you're stirring them constantly, otherwise they will burn. It'll just be a bit of oil, the nuts, and some salt.
So while Nick is doing that, I'm just gonna start assembling these salad bowls. So I've thrown in like a handful of spinach and given that a wash, and I'm gonna come in and give it a good chop because nobody likes to eat giant spinach leaves. It just makes it so much better if you chop up your leaves, and it takes like 2 seconds. Just chopped up all of that spinach, and now I'm gonna actually also chop in some coriander. So I'm gonna use scissors because it just seems a bit easier. Chuck on some of our onion. Nick's just done with the walnuts, so we're gonna chuck those on too.
For our protein, we're going to be using some tinned salmon. If you are like me and feel like you need to make it interesting, we're going to show you how to do that. What we're going to do is we're going to take some garlic, we're going to mince that up, we're going to throw in some chili flakes, we're going to dice up some shallots, and we're going to throw in a little bit of coconut aminos, and that should hopefully give a bit of extra flavour.
So our potatoes have just come out of the oven, so we're just gonna top this onto the salad, chuck in our fish, and we'll be ready to go. So with lunch today, we have also got some kombuchas. Drinking it out of wine glasses because I think this is like the new thing. Like, I don't think I can drink kombucha out of anything else but a wine glass anymore. It just elevates it. It feels so fancy. Anyway, so we have our kombucha. Going to eat this epic looking salad. And I think Nick has more bagels this evening.
Yeah, the salad itself actually tastes pretty good. Bye.
What do you feel about the dressing in the end?
It's less on the nose. I think it kind of ties everything else together really nice because it adds that kind of creaminess or moisture that you'd normally get from like a cheese in a salad. You know, like a goat's cheese or something. So I like it.
So it is literally not even that long after lunch and I am going to have a snack. So if you watched our previous vlog, I made these like collagen matcha balls. So the recipe is in that video. I'll link it somewhere and it'll come up on the screen. But I'm gonna have one of these little matcha balls that we made. They don't look like the prettiest thing in the world, but they taste really good, especially obviously if you like matcha. Less than 1 date per ball, and it does have like some protein in there from the collagen. I'm gonna have one of these bad boys, and I think Nick wants one too. We have come finally to dinner. Tonight for dinner, we're actually gonna be making like 2 nights worth, so this is also going to cover us for tomorrow. If you're like poor for time and stuff like that, prepare a meal that lasts for 2 nights. It really saves a lot of time. So tonight we are going to be doing a stir fry, so keeping things really simple. This is actually one of the easier ones to do because it's just like chopping veggies. That's pretty much all you have to do. So I'll show you what ingredients, what veggies we're going to be using tonight. So for the stir fry, we are using a bunch of veggies. So we have 2 carrots, a zucchini, a capsicum, this giant bok choy, 2 king oyster mushrooms, which you can sometimes find at markets, and about a handful of snow peas. Then for flavor, we've also got 3 cloves of garlic and about half of this knob of ginger. And for the sauce, we're going to be using coconut aminos, chili flakes, a dash of raw honey, and also some dry roasted unsalted cashews, which really pull the whole stir fry together. I've just used the crinkle cutter on like the carrot and the zucchini. This thing is literally the most satisfying purchase ever when you're like trying to get that crinkly, I don't know, Asian takeaway effect. Finished chopping up all of the vegetables. So we have pretty much everything that's going to be going into this stir fry, plus our greens are just chopped up as well. And Nick's actually going to dice up the chicken, so that we'll do that first in the pan before we add in all this stuff. So we've just sealed off the chicken, so we're actually going to take this out of the pan and set it aside, come back, cook the veggies, and then add this back in later just to make sure that it kind of gets a good chance to cook. So we are going to eat our stir-fry dinner. If you wanted to like have a base for this, you could do cauliflower rice, although I feel like there's already so many veggies in here. But you can also just have it plain like this because there's still a lot of bulk and stuff in there. But yeah, we are going to enjoy our dinner. We hope that you guys enjoyed this little what we eat in a day video. As always, like, I feel like there needs to be like a little disclaimer with these kinds of videos. The main intention of this video is to give you like some new recipe ideas and things like that. Not to be, Billy's just playing with a squeaky toy. Not to be like, you know, a diet diary or anything like that, or telling you like, you should eat this, or you know, this is how many calories we eat in a day or anything like that. It's really just to give you guys foodie inspo and new ideas to test out in the kitchen. But with that said, I think we're gonna sign it off here. Yep. We'll probably have like some chocolate tonight as well for dessert.
90% as always. Sometimes we splurge. We get maybe like a hazelnut piece. Hazelnut's my favorite chocolate, that's my fault.
Yeah, hazelnut is good. But otherwise, we're going to go ahead and sign off this video. We hope that you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, please don't forget to give it a big thumbs up because it helps support our channel here. Subscribe if you haven't already subscribed, and we will see you in our next vlog. Bye guys. Bye.